This is the Doug is Okay podcast, where we discuss culture, tech, and good times.
Okay, today Jared's with us again.
What's up, Doug?
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing all right.
Are you okay?
I am very much okay. Better than okay, if that's okay on this podcast.
Am I allowed to mention beverages and snacks?
Sure.
Where they may have been procured.
Yes, we definitely... It's not a secret that I love a gas station.
You know, I've actually started enjoying gas stations too. You know, I drove by your favorite gas station and I truly regret not stopping.
Oh, Buc-ee's.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to pull in there. And I was parallel with it on the freeway as we went by. And I, honestly, before I got there, I kind of had a premonition of you. And as I got aligned with it, I was like, man, I should go there for Jared, you know? And
Yeah,
I
you
wanted to go
should've.
there. And also, apparently, the barbecue's good.
Yeah, I love everything about Buc-ee's. It's a Texas tradition, and it's only been around for, I don't know, 5-10 years.
Is that how long it's been around?
I don't think it's been very long.
Okay,
I mean, that's all I've known about it, and I've been making road trips in Texas for years, so it's fairly recent. It's probably 10 years at this point, but I know the last time I went there, I spent around $160.
Yeah, that's a good amount.
So lots of snacks. They've got merch. They've got everything.
And you got bedding and clothes garments there as well, right?
Yes, yeah.
So, I mean, I really wanted to buy a cap, a trucker cap.
Yeah, they have that.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Buc-ee's is a gas station, but it's like none other. Is it a mile long?
I would call it a gas station and a theme park
Or experience.
Like, yeah,
gas park experience.
Yeah, it'd be like a theme park and a gas station hybrid, if such thing existed. That's what it is.
Right.
Yeah, there's mascots. Bucky, you can take a picture with him.
Oh,
you
yeah, cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think last time my daughter did, and we got stickers and
You know what would be cool?
all sorts of fun stuff.
A Christmas card. Family picture. Jared's family with Buc-ee's. I mean, that would be my favorite Christmas card that I got.
Well, I'd have to go back. I know we have taken a picture at Buc-ee's. I don't think we did this last time, so
Yeah.
I suppose I could make another trip down.
Well, if you do, you know, that's something to think about. You could save a professional photographer. On business, we were postulating possibly about talking about NFTs.
NFTs.
Non-Fungible Tokens.
NFTs are they're something that I got into a couple of years ago that I really enjoy.
Yeah, I think we both do.
Yeah.
And our friendship was set back during an argument about the authenticity of my MFer. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do remember this. Yeah.
An MFer, there are different brands of NFTs.
Yeah, I mean it's
Categories?
it's like a profile picture project. So like, yeah, I mean MFers is a brand of NFTs, or like a project or a collection of.
Is it a collaboration between some people where they come up with something cool?
That one I don't know. That one I don't think necessarily is. I mean, I'm sure it's some sort of artist behind it.
Yeah.
A lot of NFTs kind of are derived from art. You know,
Yeah.
It's like digital art,
Right, so it would be an artist. At
Yeah.
least someone steering there might be a team of people with someone steering the design.
Mm-hmm.
But we talked with a friend of ours, Zach, who has, would you say he has Bored Apes, which would you say they're right up there with some of the best you can get?
Yeah, I mean, Bored Apes are definitely like, as far as when NFTs go, like they're kind of like the blue chip NFT. Like,
right, that's a good
the top of the line, you know, community, top of the line, utility, top of the line.
Yeah, it's got a lot of access.
Yeah, access, like those sort of things. And I mean, that's kind of what NFTs, I mean, there's lots of use cases for NFTs. So,
well, I think we should back up and just talk about it. I actually scripted Jared.
I was going to
surprise. I know no one
I
does.
can't believe Doug is scripting the CEO, but here he is.
No, well. So what we did is we just described. We are going to put this on our website, so anyone struggling with the definitions can follow, and we'll have a process how to buy it. But I don't know. This is the script. You could just see if we could describe what a Do you want to look at that and see if there's anything that
Describe what an
how can
NFT
help?
is.
We just really want to explain, because when I heard a non-fungible token, I was like, what is that? And then basically, in a nutshell, it's a picture, a graphic picture that you purchase typically with cryptocurrency, and it's stored on the blockchain, which means
Yeah, I mean, here's the easiest way. I like how this says it. It says, at their core, NFTs are digital tokens that represent ownership of a specific, unique item or piece of content.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
So, unlike cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, which are fungible and can be exchanged on a one-to-one basis, NFTs are indivisible, irreplaceable, and cannot be exchanged on a like-for-like basis. So it says that this individuality is what makes NFTs so powerful for digital artists, collectors, and creators.
yeah, and I think for lay people, a good way to describe it. I was playing Pokemon this morning with my kiddo. Did your kids play Pokemon, or was
a little bit. I mean, it wasn't a huge part of.
So it was a little
My
technical.
kid's childhood.
To be honest, I couldn't really figure out. We ended up with the whole game with the board game and everything. I couldn't figure it out. But I was thinking, Pokemon seems to be made by one printer or company, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So, but there's nothing to stop me from being illegal and printing a Pokemon card. And we're not encouraging anyone to do that on this podcast. But someone could do that.
But what you're saying is, like, those Pokemon cards are authentic, whereas you could make something
non-authentic
that maybe would look similar but isn't.
I could almost replicate them.
Yeah, you
With the right
could. I mean,
printing
and people,
equipment.
and people probably do.
I'm sure some people do.
But yeah, the idea of NFTs is everything is stored on the blockchain. So
Right.
if I have this NFT that, let's just say we could use your MFer as a example.
Yeah.
So you have an MFer that looks.
It looks very authentic, but it's not by the same. We don't believe it's with the same artist.
But like, so there's a different.
Actually, this is not a good example because.
No, actually, yeah, it's not.
Someone duplicated
someone else's collection
NFT.
Yeah,
but Jared could quickly tell that it wasn't authentic by looking up the
blockchain it was stored on. Yes.
Yeah, so that actually does work out.
Yeah.
So we were able to establish that my MFer that I got for free from my, I shouldn't say this, but my accountant gave it to me.
Well, most NFTs, like, they started on the Ethereum blockchain.
Right.
So again, the blockchain is just where, like, these things are kind of stored, or the proof of ownership lies.
Yeah.
So each NFT is individually assigned to an owner.
Correct.
Where
With a very unique serial number.
Serial number and that sort
That
of
is
thing.
secured by a public key and a private key. And the owners hold the private key, but everyone can look up the public key for any token.
Yeah. Anyone can see the blockchain. The blockchain is very open for everyone to view and know who owns what and that sort of thing. Now,
it's kind of like Venmo or Pay app. Is that the same?
Yeah, it could be. I mean,
where you see that I paid Jared $5 and I have a lot of fun writing rude descriptions. Do you ever use Venmo?
I use Venmo, yeah.
So
you don't just put like, "Hey, I bought a box of cupcakes." You put
no. I write something rude like favors or
something that might get somebody in trouble.
Yes, and it's very public. So
Meth.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I write there. Crystal meth. So it's just for fun.
But yeah, so I guess another example of NFTs, and there's like different use cases. So we kind of know that these are digital assets, stored on a blockchain. So what could you use these for? Why are they valuable? Why do they have any sort of value to them? Well, just like you own, just like I owned, say, a trading card back in the day of my favorite football player,
like
right?
Babe Ruth.
Or baseball or basketball. Any sort of card from back in the day. the thing I do most with NFTs is collect digital NBA moments, they call them. They're highlights and they're different videos of my favorite players, the Thunder, my favorite teams, my those sort of things. And I can collect basically a piece of
your favorite game.
My favorite game, my favorite player, all those different things. And I can collect more of those to potentially get new moments, new different access to games, or different access to getting access to different events or whatever the case may be. So there's the side of it that's I enjoy from a collectible side that I can, like, for instance, I have a Russell Westbrook moment. Yeah. He was my favorite Thunder player. He
actually I had his moment too, but he was with the Lakers, right?
Yeah, with the Lakers. So you can get them from all different types of seasons,
and that makes it collectible too, because you can get him when he's with these different teams.
Exactly. Yeah. And so for instance, like, I can own a piece of that memory of him on the Thunder, but I also can use that moment and its value to potentially gain access to different types of Thunder moments or events or whatever the case may be. And so the idea of NFTs is like everything shows on the blockchain who owns what.
Right.
So the blockchain can say, hey, this guy likes the Thunder. Hey, this guy likes the Lakers. Hey, this guy likes LeBron James. Because he collected a lot of these NFTs.
And that's public information.
Yes. And so then, a company or the person who's in charge of, say, the collection of MFers, they know, he's got 10 of them.
Yeah.
Well, he's a big fan of my art. Well, maybe I could send him a physical piece, or maybe I could have a party in New York and invite him to this, or whatever the case may be. And
that's called an airdrop. When someone associates you with a collection of NFTs and they gift you something because of your association, that's typically called an airdrop.
Yeah. So for instance, with NBA Top Shot, which is the NFTs that I collect the most, I have a large collection of Thunder moments. Well, because of that, I got airdrops last year of different other moments, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And those have value. Not only do they have financial value, they also have, sentimental value, all these different things that I value, that there's a whole package to why it has value to me.
Right. And that's the utility of NFTs. Mm-hmm. I was talking with a neighbor and trying to explain what an NFT is to the neighbor this morning. And we got onto tickets.
Mm-hmm. I think tickets is the future.
Yeah,
they're going to be NFTs, like
a very useful use case. So for example, Taylor Swift's quite popular right now. I think neither of us would go to see Taylor Swift unless we went for free, right?
I wouldn't pay, but
yeah, I'd go. I'd
probably go just because if it was free, because I think it'd be, entertaining and just like a spectacle in some ways.
I'd go to most things if they're free, and it wasn't
right.
hugely inconvenient.
Right. Yeah.
But anyway, this particular person had purchased tickets not for Taylor Swift, but for a sports event, I think it was. Mm-hmm. So typically you buy, and you can correct me, you buy the sports tickets from the arena or the sports club, right?
Yeah, typically from the club or like the performer, but it's usually funneled through some sort of other, Ticketmaster or whatever sort of broker is involved.
A broker.
I guess. Yeah.
And then when you go to the concert, back to the example of Taylor Swift, and you desperately wanted to see Taylor Swift, you could stand outside the event, and typically you find someone selling tickets on the what would be called the secondary market.
Yeah. I mean, on the street.
And it's quite possible that you could buy something that looks like a ticket, but it isn't a ticket.
Yeah, exactly. Just like we talked about with the Pokemon
and this happened to my neighbor, and the use case for NFTs would be totally impossible.
Yeah, because you would know that this is...
Because you'd be able to look up the club of tickets and see, does that serial ticket line up with what you've got?
Exactly.
And back to the MFR, Jared astutely noted that I wasn't a member of the authentic MFR club, but I was more a prominent member of the cheapskates who got it for free from their accountant, and it's not even the real one. So probably that's a good use case as well, is do I want to be associated with a fake MFR?
Yeah. One thing I love about the ticket idea, again, I like to go to sporting events. That's one thing that I really enjoy. Well, back in the day, we would get a ticket stub, right?
Right.
And now everything is digital. You can't even get a ticket stub.
Right, because you could say you were at the Red Sox game.
World Series, yeah.
Yeah. And that would be some memorabilia, right?
Yeah, exactly. Now, the idea of an NFT and all tickets becoming NFTs is, hey, I'm going to buy this Super Bowl ticket, okay?
Yep.
For $5,000.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to go to the game, and if it was an NFT, I would have this NFT from the game that I would always have on the blockchain that says Jared was at the Super Bowl.
At the 2023 Super Bowl.
Yep. Now, the another cool use case for tickets becoming NFTs is not only could I own that piece of memorabilia as a ticket, I could also then, after I attended it, I could potentially sell that ticket.
Right.
Because there's a fan of the Minnesota Vikings or the...
Collectibles.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So there's a fan of that team that would want, hey, I would love to have an authentic Super Bowl ticket from when my team played in the Super Bowl.
And then the other use case would be there would be a few people that would want to collect all these ticket stubs for the last 15 years of Super Bowls. Or maybe they were all the ones that played at some famous stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's lots of utility in moving it around, which I love.
And it has started. There has been some different sports leagues or different teams that have shifted their tickets to NFTs. They're just, right now there's just not any sort of mass adoption with like crypto wallets or wallets to store these.
I think we need to look at what way to purchase it. There's some description on how to actually purchase an NFT.
Well, yeah. So this is kind of a step by step. You have to choose a digital wallet. Now, there's different types of. That's like the first step.
And we will put all the details on the website where we'll literally lay out there's and in a later podcast, Zach and I get into the nuances of different wallets, which was a little bit. It made it a little bit more complicated than just a basic. But a digital wallet is basically...
It's a digital wallet. Yeah. So, essentially, here's the thing. We all kind of already have digital wallets.
We do. Yeah, your credit card number.
But they're not necessarily on a blockchain. They're not public. They're not tracked. They're not...
Well, I think they are tracked and they're probably sold, but we won't get into that on this.
They're not publicly... You can't view a certain person's wallet. Right? You cannot access my bank account.
So now I think a wallet would be like this. I could see that Jared shopped at Victoria's Secret twice this week. Right? No, you would be able to see where they made purchase, or you went to Bucky. Let's find something more plausible. Jared went to Buc-ee's. This gas station and this gas station all on the same day.
double gas station.
Yeah, he double gassed it.
But so a digital wallet or a crypto wallet or any sort of wallet that you could use to buy NFTs. There's all sorts of different ones. Like I use the Dapper wallet for Top Shot moments. There's MetaMask. There's Coinbase wallet, those are kind of all the same fall under the Ethereum wallet. I
think those are referred to as hot wallets.
Are hot wallets?
I think so.
You know better than me.
What does it say on?
But I guess they technically could own.
I've got more into cold storage. Cold storage, where is when you store it off the internet. Whereas
Okay.
I think that's the difference. That our description.
MetaMask, Trust Wallet, and Coinbase Wallet.
Coinbase is an exchange where you can actually buy crypto.
Yes.
So an exchange is the meeting place where your tangible money in your preferred currency becomes cryptocurrency, and that's called an exchange. And there are a few different ones around the world.
So yeah, after you get your wallet, you gotta add some sort of crypto. Now, that could be anything from Ethereum. I mean, like I said, the Dapper wallet that I use, they have their own crypto flow. But then you also, I mean, technically that wallet you can use, US dollars. Like
That's what's nice about it. You can actually make an NFT purchase straight from a credit card.
Yes, exactly. So
which is a nice use case, but typically on some of these other ones we have to go to Ethereum for people new to cryptocurrencies, there are different cryptocurrencies. So for example, Bitcoin is one of the more established ones. Ethereum,
those are the two biggest
you
ones.
You could get USDC, and these are basically like making a purchase with the Japanese yen versus the US dollar.
I mean, in a sense, but it's
a currency.
They're a currency. The cool thing about crypto is it's basically a global currency. I mean,
that's what's nice about it.
You know what I mean? It can be traded, sold, bought, whatever, anywhere in the world. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah. So you could buy one Bitcoin with US dollars, or you could buy one Bitcoin with Japanese yen, or the Chinese. Is it Renminbi?
I don't know all the currencies across the world.
I think it's the Renminbi. Or in Dubai, you could buy it with the dirham. So there are many different use cases.
So you get a wallet, you get crypto, then you find some sort of marketplace. Now, again, there's OpenSea, which is a popular NFT marketplace.
Right.
But there's also, there's always new ones.
Like this, what we were hearing about Blur recently.
Blur, Super Rare, and then like NBA Top Shot, like I buy a lot of that. They have their own. They have their own marketplace, but there also is marketplaces kind of underneath that too, that are not from directly on their site. And so that's kind of like
back to use cases, Jared. I own
Doodles.
Yeah. So one of our friends convinced me to buy a Doodle, which is
Doodles 2.
Doodles 2, which is a weird type of. I like it. I actually kind of like it. It's kind of fun. The aesthetic's not quite to what I would choose, but
it feels like it's more towards kids, actually.
Yeah, it's got. Well, kids would be more fun. It's kind of candy floss type.
Yeah.
Candy floss. But anyway, Jared bought one, a little bit more, slightly more expensive than the one I bought, and you got a pair of shoes.
Yes, I did.
Did they arrive yet? Or not?
They actually haven't arrived yet.
Oh, so they haven't. Okay.
Hopefully very soon.
Jared wasn't scammed. We'll have to look that up on the blockchain.
The cool thing about Doodles is they're pretty reputable.
Yeah.
They're kind of big in the space. Just like anything.
But you bought this particular NFT.
Well, technically I bought the Crocs, Doodles Crocs, and then it came with NFT.
Gotcha. But these aren't ordinary. These are custom Crocs.
Oh yeah, they're custom. Yeah, they're Doodles colors. They're Doodles branded.
They're designer shoes that came with it. So that would be an example. You go to a fancy store, buy a pair of shoes, and you might want the receipt from the Nike store in Times Square, and that becomes your NFT, right? So
sure.
in this particular case, you bought some designer brand Crocs. Mm-hmm. Now, neither of us want any comments from any of the listeners about Crocs.
I bought them for my daughter.
Yeah, as a fashion accessory. We're not saying anything good nor bad about Crocs. But that was, Jared bought a designer pair of Crocs, and you got a special NFT to go with it, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So it's associated with the Crocs, right?
Yes, it's like technically the way Doodles work is you can basically buy articles of clothing or wearables, they call
wearables,
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you think of it this way, many people are familiar with like Fortnite.
Yeah, actually, that's interesting. I was just about to download Fortnite.
So Fortnite to me is a game and a something that could potentially use NFTs in the long run, because
it's a free game.
Yes, it's a free game.
People
buy skins, people buy different accessories or whatever. But the upside of NFTs and the way it would be better if you bought those skins and they were NFTs is you could buy them for say $20,
and you could sell them.
Then you could sell them for more, less. Right. Who knows? I mean, it depends how rare they are. And that's another thing about NFTs is like scarcities. There's only so many of a certain thing.
So could you buy Justin Timberlake's sword from Fortnite?
Well, right now I don't.
I mean, no. How actually help me understand how identifiable is it?
I mean, they have stuff that's branded with people all in different, pop culture, whatever.
So it's manufactured like that, but you wouldn't be able to look back through the blockchain and see that Justin Timberlake owned this sword.
No, you can't.
Okay,
now, but if they converted the way Fortnite was operated, if it was all operated on top of a blockchain, that those skins or those swords or those different things were transferred and stored on the blockchain, you would know that at some point Justin Timberlake played Fortnite, he owned this sword, and now I could go buy the one he used. And maybe it's a one of one, maybe it's the only one on.
Right.
And right now Fortnite, the way it's set up, in some ways it's set up great for the company, right? They can sell thousands of these because every kid wants them.
Right, except me. Old kids as well.
But the thing I always kind of talk to is like, you can't do anything with it once you buy it because you cannot sell it.
And I think we've talked about this before. Your kid has a decent amount of skins for Fortnite.
Oh yeah, several $100 spent, but
he can't trade them.
No, you cannot trade them. So you can't sell them.
You can't gift them.
No.
So like I'm potentially a Fortnite player. Someone recently sent me a link to
You'll get destroyed, but
I'm not
these
gonna
kids
last.
will take you down.
I'm not going to last long. but potentially your kid could give me a weapon.
I mean, if that's the way a lot of people think that's the way gaming's transitioning.
I think it should go that way.
But here's the biggest reason that it hasn't. There's too many hurdles to jump over right now. And the idea is in the future, everyone's going to have a crypto wallet. Everyone's going to have some sort of digital wallet that they can buy and trade and sell assets, NFTs of these different things, and becomes kind of a mainstream fabric of our life.
Yeah. Well, I think there's some use cases for it as well in owning real estate. When you buy a real estate, your property deed could be on the blockchain.
Yes, absolutely.
So right now we have to spend money at a title company to figure out that there are no liens or anything on a piece of real estate.
Yeah, but it technically
could be on the blockchain.
Yeah,
and it would eliminate that whole industry of fraud.
Yep, and it would of that, and it would just it would make this process probably much smoother and much
easier,
quicker and easier. Right,
because if you think about
transfer of ownership could be so much quicker.
Well,
now the one thing about NFT is that, again, just like any new technology, it has to be refined and perfected, because there can be ways to
that's something,
whether it's something
to be talked. Even with what we were involved in, there are some fraudulent.
Yeah, I mean, there's shady characters in every industry,
which
right?
could potentially empty your wallet.
Yeah, and that's the downside right now. But you would think over time that these different people and companies and whatever, they would create systems and put them in place to not allow those things to happen. And
I think right now you can be almost 100% safe.
Oh, by
just buying reputable NFTs.
Yeah,
and we'll link to all of this on the way, and we'll put up a blog post.
You can, just like anything in life, you can definitely do this a safe and smart way. But the problem right now, and why why I think there needs to be like steps forward in this is like it's not very easy to understand. Even us talking about it, we don't know everything.
Well, and we generally learn from our friends and talking to each other. Jared first told me that he bought a NFT on OpenSea. And I thought you coded something with C, the coding language. I thought Jared was a genius. Do you remember that?
I'm not a genius.
No, well, I think you are, but you don't know how to code.
No, I don't know how to code.
Yeah, so there's a lot of use case. We'll do our absolute best. We've got somewhat of a outline of an article, Jared's script, which we haven't stuck to at all.
No, I've referenced it.
I think that's my takeaway. Is you cannot script Jared.
No, yeah. I mean, most CEOs are CEOs for a reason. They don't want to be scripted.
And yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I think you've got all the attributes. Coming down to HR, down to the HR compliance normally happens retrospectively, unfortunately. But we're working on that, right?
Well, I am a small business owner for a reason, and I am also the CEO of Doug Is Okay.
Yeah, and you also are our number one podcast right now.
Hey.
You're trending. I looked at the stats this morning.
Trending worldwide too.
You're trending worldwide. We've really grown our audience, which is great. It's international. I don't know if I'm not going to get in trouble for this, but can I put you on the spot?
I'm okay with that.
Has your mom listened to anything yet?
Well, I'm sorry, Doug. I have not shared this with my mom yet, but the one thing I will tell you, I've had a podcast in the past that my mom would listen to just so she could hear my voice.
I think I like listening to your voice too.
Like not like she wants to hear her son's voice, right? Yeah. She likes to talk to me. She likes to, and if I don't call her as often as I should, which is probably true
for most humans.
Yeah. So she's like, well, I'll just listen to your podcast.
Well, I will consider today successful if your mom gets on our website, dougisok.com, and buys an NFT. Follows our blog. If she buys that, Jared, I might even get a tattoo.
If my mom buys an NFT,
I'll get a tattoo.
I mean, that will be an amazing thing.
I guess we're looking for a substitute for when we hit 1 million subscribers for the facial tattoo that you've committed to. You're going to find a surrogate.
Here's what I'll say about my mom buying an NFT. We talked about Venmo earlier. My mom doesn't know what Venmo is. Yeah, she's one or two generations behind this NFT idea.
Well, so that's interesting. Like a lot of, what's the right word for people's moms are big on Facebook now. Where the younger generation has moved on from there, but they're very much into Facebook.
Yeah, because I mean they've slowly adapted. Again, that's another thing. NFTs are kind of like a niche thing right now, right? Not very many people know about them. People think, "Oh, what is that? That doesn't make any sense." All these
people
are
paying thousands of dollars for a very poor quality JPEG.
Yeah, but it's not just that. That's the thing. It's hard to explain to people.
Well, let's talk about it. I mean, you recently gifted me. By the way, thank you. He actually gifted me on his birthday, which was awkward. Thankfully, I'd been to the gas station and was able to get you a present. That offset a little bit. But you recently gifted me a seltzer.
Oh yeah,
with the
Bored Ape on it.
Yeah. So the owner of that particular Bored Ape is allowed to use it as a brand.
Yes.
So he doesn't need and I don't want to get in trouble from any lawyers or anything, but he probably didn't have to go through the copyright because he owns that particular brand.
Yeah, exactly.
And he had a business that made alcoholic beverages, banana flavored alcoholic beverages, right? Or was that just the flavor?
No, that was that one. I mean, not just that.
Okay, so he's got several flavors of alcoholic beverage, and he's able to use his digital token as the brand. Is it called the brand's logo?
Well, here's the way I think it ultimately probably worked. It was either his company that he used his Bored Ape to brand his seltzer, or
he licensed
potentially that person that owned that seltzer bought the rights to use that NFT on their product, which that is probably more likely that this person sold, hey, I want to use your Bored Ape on my seltzers. What do I got to pay you?
Right.
You know? And so, yeah, that's an interesting, you know.
So there's so many use cases.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about NFTs, and especially like the JPEG, the PFP generation of NFTs. It's not just obviously a picture that.
No, it's not. It's more than
that. It's a
yeah.
brand. It's a club. It's a
membership.
Membership in a lot of ways.
Is that described in our scripted notes that we haven't paid any attention to at all?
Hey, here's the deal. Those notes can go over here.
Yeah, that's right. We're done with it. We'll use those. I've got a use case for those notes later when I go to the restroom.
For instance, there's this other NFT collection that I don't own any NFTs of, but they've recently started selling toys in Walmart.
No way.
Pudgy Penguins. Have I told you about this?
Oh yeah, no, you did. You talked to Zach about that.
Yes.
I was eavesdropping. Yeah.
Yes. So
you wanted to buy some. Did you buy some?
Oh yeah, I bought several little figurines. I bought some plush stuffed animals for my kids.
But this is recently.
Cousins. Yes.
Yeah, because you were looking. Now, were you struggling to find them in Walmart?
Yes, I was struggling to find them for a while, but then they showed up at one of the local Walmarts.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
And so I kind of rated the little display.
So, do they come with the NFT?
So I have yet to do it, but there is a redeemable. They call it a digital experience. Now I don't know what that means. I don't know if those actually come with NFTs, but they do definitely kind of push you towards digital.
Right.
There is what they call these golden tickets within some of them.
Okay.
I didn't get any in the ones I bought. Okay. But those I think allow you to redeem an NFT.
Oh, cool.
And
Starbucks have started using them as well, and I have that program. I forget what it's called. What is it?
I've heard about it as well.
Yeah,
but that's another thing that NFTs can be used for much better than we have our typical reward systems. So I'm big on using
air miles. I've got a bazillion air miles.
Exactly. And there's ways that you could incorporate NFTs and ownership and the blockchain technology to really verify ownership of rewards. Hey, Doug flew, this airline many times.
I flew worse than first class. What's that?
I think that's coach, right?
What's worse than coach?
Spirit. They're not gonna.
That's why
they're probably not gonna sponsor us.
Did
anymore.
you listen? Oh, you did listen to the 3-minute part about the drinks, right? You could tell I wasn't getting any complimentary drinks on the flight I was on.
But yeah, so there's many different use cases. I feel like we've kind of went on and on.
No, we probably should wrap this up. But back to collectibles.
Mm-hmm.
I took on the McDonald's challenge.
Yeah.
Was it you that challenged me to collect all the collectibles, or was that my wife?
Well,
someone threw down the gauntlet.
I was inspired by your your story of collecting all these, but I was not the one.
I got the full set of the summer McDonald's collectibles. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to compromise anyone working in McDonald's, but I was able to collect the full collection and prove my wife wrong. Now, what have I done with them? I don't know. They're certainly not anywhere prominent. If I can find them, I can put them somewhere prominent at work or on a shelf. But I do quite like that idea of the challenge of a collectible.
Oh, yeah. I love collecting. Like I said, I grew up collecting sports cards.
Sports cards. Well, sports cards, back to baseball cards, which were a big thing here in the US and around the world probably. Now, do you have any cards?
I don't really have many current cards because, like I said, I'm collecting digital cards essentially.
The old ones
right?
that you get from Grandpa.
Oh yeah, I got cards.
So now they're not on a blockchain, and people have unfortunately pirated them. So when you have a semi-valuable card, you have to go get it appraised. Graded. That costs like $50.
Yeah, any more cards that aren't graded are not going to return much of a
and money.
Yeah, you need to grade cards, which honestly in some ways I like the idea of that because yes, it authenticates what you're selling and buying, but with NFTs you don't need to authenticate.
You literally have to pay $50 to go get a card graded, right?
I've actually never done it.
Okay, I think it's not cheap.
It's a hassle, right? Not only does it cost, you have to mail it somewhere. You have to,
and then people apparently put fake cards in the. I don't want to give anyone ideas here, but I have heard that people put fake. They get it graded. Is it sealed or not?
I think they're sealed. But
Okay,
there's probably ways to. I don't know.
Someone told me that you could possibly buy one that's.
I only know that industry kind of from the sidelines.
So then you'd have to regrade it. So if you buy a valuable one from someone, so if I buy Jared's Babe Ruth,
I wish I had one.
Yeah, exactly. So you would take that, get it graded. Jared would pay $50 to get it graded. Being curious and not trusting, I'd take it and get it graded again.
Yeah.
So that's another $50.
Yeah.
So it's, it would be crazy. So the use case for NFTs is enormous.
Mm-hmm. Collectibles, membership, owners, music, game, tickets, whatever. There's all sorts of different things.
And I think,
like you said, potentially house deeds.
What I'm passionate about is popularizing NFTs. Mm-hmm. Like, I would love anyone to be able to buy one. In fact, we have a collection of affordable NFTs. That we were a project that we're working. I don't know if I let the cat out the bag. Well, somewhat of a failed project that we're gonna relaunch, revive it. We may need to expand the team a little bit there, but I'm personally passionate about sharing this because it's something fun. Mm-hmm. Like I've certainly made a lot of people laugh when I stopped at various McDonald's to collect the toys. And it was fun. I enjoyed getting a full set and showing my wife. I had a full set of the McDonald's collection. The kids loved it. It was fun. NFTs are fun. For sports people, it's a lot of fun. I have a full set of something, not a very good one, but a set of some basketball cards that Jared got me into. That actually, by happenstance, I ended up getting for free because I traded out the cards and ended up with a positive $21, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is the values can go up and down. There's different ways. Yeah,
I have a great set that just circumstantially I was able to trade out, and it didn't cost me anything.
Yeah,
and I'm a member of a little community,
local club,
community where we have a lot of entertainment and fun. So I think for everybody, I think we'll definitely post an article. Mm-hmm. Jared can check this carefully before it goes out, and we will try and it's a little difficult to follow from audio because this is somewhat technical, but we'll have some good notes, not like our script that we didn't work. We will have a good blog, and we'll talk people through the very basics. Mm-hmm. And we love inclusion, and our friends are involved in some very expensive NFTs. Mm-hmm. But we are wanting to be more for the everyday person. Oh yeah,
I mean, and that's the thing is they are going to be for everyday people. I mean,
we want to introduce people to have the same fun that we're having.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I think it's just a matter of time because our whole lives. I shouldn't say our whole lives. A big part of our lives these days, right, is on the internet, is digital, is interacting with the world via our phones or via our and that's there's some good and bad in that, but the reality is it's not going anywhere.
No,
right?
It's not, and it also makes like you got some Crocs you could have just jumped on Amazon and bought some Crocs, but now you have a very unique pair of Crocs.
Oh yeah, I mean,
and it's
where
customizable.
I live, there's probably not going to be anyone else that.
I doubt that. Yeah, I mean, there are very few people.
Very few. Yeah,
very few people.
They were limited stock. Like there's not. They're not unlimited.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and we have a second part 2 of this where we talk to Zach about. Zach is in the upper echelons of expensive NFTs, but we talk to him a little bit and we talk about the different types of wallets. We get a little technical about cold and I think it's hot wallets where. A cold wallet's offline and the security of it all. We've never had any problems with any wallets that we've used.
No.
And we actually on the website have an area where you can donate crypto as well as our Patreon. I must share that our Kickstarter was the absolute fail. It did not go well.
That was before you brought me on as CEO.
Yeah, exactly. Things will be different. But I think for me it's great to fail at something.
Yeah.
We put in a bit of effort into that, and it went nowhere. Absolutely nowhere, and it was fun.
Well, the one thing I always talk about, even when it comes to NFTs and collecting and that sort of thing, kind of ties to this, is like the return might not always be there, but the financial value might not be there. But fun value will. I like to preach on that.
I think you're right. I mean, we talked about that in Getting Wealthy. Jared is wealthy, but he's very fun. I think you're motivated by more than wealth.
No, I like experience. I like
community,
all those things. And
authenticity is something that you're...
Yeah, and those are all things that you find in NFTs.
And I push on culture a little harder than I should. But it's definitely there. There's something for everybody. Doesn't matter who you are. You could be Justin Bieber, or you could be just a regular person in the street. You could have a $1 NFT. And I think Zach told us that Justin Bieber was probably given his Bored Ape, but he might have bought it for... There's some talk he paid $1 million for it.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, I mean, who really knows? But I guess you could look it up on the blockchain. In theory, if you could figure out his number,
you don't know. You don't always know whose wallet's whose. You know?
Okay, so that would be
that's part of the. That's part of the. There still is some
anonymity.
Anonymity. Yeah, that word.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. This is what happens when you make the CEO mad. But yeah, no, definitely. So the privacy people, there's something for everybody in crypto.
Absolutely. I always say you can have fun spending $10 in NFTs or in digital collectibles or even just putting it in crypto. You know, you can have fun in this space without spending a lot of money.
No, you could go to Coinbase and buy $5 worth of crypto.
Exactly.
Or if you are so inclined, and we're not pushing any of these platforms or have any financial advice for anybody, but you could use a platform like Robinhood.
Mm-hmm.
And buy some crypto. I think you can buy crypto on PayPal.
Yeah, I mean it's
all over the place.
It's expanding, and it will continue to expand because
I'm sure it will. And there's talk of big financial institutions having a EFT. Now this is going to come as an electronically traded fund. So think of it as like a Vanguard mutual fund or of crypto. This is the talk of the town right now.
Gotcha.
So yeah. I don't know if it's been fully approved or anything yet, but that's coming. So anyway, we'll wrap this up here. Thanks so much, Jared, for being back. Always a pleasure.
Thanks for having me on again.
We'll keep
this time as CEO.
Yeah, as CEO and as a
NFT enthusiast.
A huge ball player. Do you watch baseball?
No.
Okay, because I think the World Series is on right now.
No.
Or the qualifiers for the World
I
Series.
do follow it, but I do not watch it.
Okay, gotcha. Because I think it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, great. Well, thank you very much for coming on. Thanks for everything you do for our organization. And we will do our best I'll run the blog by Jared so you can approve it. And we can get this out there and hopefully help you purchase your own NFT.
Yeah. And I want to say this. Stay okay.
Thank you for listening to our show today. Please consider supporting us on Patreon and following our progress on our website, dougisok.com. Until next time, stay okay.